Alright, we are back. We got some great notion down there. And this one is passion fruit mochi. You can see it's an IPA with passion fruit and vanilla on top. I think that's all the info they're going to give us. They got their cartoons as always. We're going to do a little roll with these hazies. Maybe even like one flip. Get all that sediment mixed throughout. We got our Great Notion glass here. God damn, that thing is just screaming. You hear that carbonation coming off the top? Definitely has like a strong hit of fruit right there. All right. Definitely get a bunch of passion fruit. They probably just slammed it with like fruit puree, passion fruit puree. And you could definitely tell it's got like a little tinge of like sourness. But I wouldn't say it's very hoppy whatsoever. It's kind of really fruity, really, I mean, not, by hoppy I mean it's not very bitter. But it's very fruity, and just a tinge sour, and I like it. Okay, we are using Zingari Man's The Magician with notes of oak moss, orange blossom, and fern. And this is in her original vegan base. So not the updated vegan, not the updated vegan, and not the new pure soap vegan. This is the original vegan from way back when. Got it loaded up into the Lancaster bowl there. We will be getting on with that really quick. And I got the Smiles for Miles brush in the bougie brush bath. Let me just wring it out real quick. This is what he calls the hops and pop. And he calls it hops because it has the hops inside. Real hops that were cast in resin and then turned inside this blank. And he calls it pop. You can see his little coin on the bottom there. Because of the bottle opener. And there's a look at the tips. Not very jelly. But it's a nice little badger. And I've used it before. And it is pretty damn enjoyable. Nice soft tips and a gentle scrub. Which you guys know by now is my preferred. Those are my preferences. Is the soft tips, gentle scrub. When you get to that like uber soft, no scrub, kind of find that it's like, are you fucking, I don't know. I can enjoy the no scrub in synthetics, but the no scrub in badgers just kind of feels off. Yeah, if that makes any sense. And I'm already doing my first unspecified amount of water addition. So I'm not going to give you any hints as to how much water whatsoever. It is an unspecified, undocumented amount of water addition. Shout out to Max Shaves, who would definitely appreciate some help understanding what we mean by 1 addition of water or 3 additions of water. I cannot help you, my friend. These are unspecified amounts. The variables are astronomical. We cannot calculate this sort of water additions. The technology has not yet been made. Sorry, I got off track. But this marks the beginning of Fern Boi Squad week. And Fern Boi Squad week was a great success the first time around. We basically used Fougeres left and right, green type scents, Fougere type scents, fern scents, so on and so forth, and it was a fucking blast. So if you feel like joining in, whether it's just one day or throughout the week, feel free to jump in for some Fougere themed fun for Fern Boi Squad week. That is a pretty good looking lather there. I always enjoyed Zingari Man's original vegan. I thought it had everything for the most part that I needed. I am, however, going to be using some Stirling's Mentholated Preshave. Haven't used this in a while, but I do enjoy it very much. This stuff, like I said, is kind of entry-level menthol. Nothing crazy at all. Just kind of basic, low-chill menthol. And that's perfectly fine. Just getting a little bit on the cheek there. And let's get a little bit of water to activate that soap. You can kind of see if you just leave the soap on the surface, it gets kind of pasty until you kind of add more water and break it down, get it actually incorporated and active. Should be good. Just kind of smear that around. Okay. Let me just dry off my hands before I wield the Hops and Pop brush from Smilez. Oh yeah. This thing does actually spread out, like it actually kind of splays to take up some serious area. Right up my preferences. Not the softest knot in my den, but it's definitely not what I would call scritchy. I would just say it has a scrub to it, and I happen to enjoy that gentle scrub. Oh yeah, it's a good looking lather. And gave up some soap. Not the best flow through I've ever seen, but it definitely isn't keeping it all to itself. I mean, I'm sure there's a ton trapped in there, but that's not too bad. It's not too shabby. I was able to cover the cheeks, so it's good enough for my purposes anyways. Put that to the side. We got a low chill right now, which is fine. All right, the Schick Easy Rider. And this one has the supply injector blade. It was funny, I was watching Marion's head shave today that he uploaded on YouTube, but it was originally a Facebook Live. And you know Marion has to do something wild for the for the Facebook Lives. So he was doing a straight razor head shave, which kudos, he always does a decent job considering that's gotta be hella hard. But it's funny because when he went to do his cleanup pass with an injector, that's where he got the most cuts. And probably, honestly, is where he's going to get the most irritation. And I'm not shitting on injectors. And I'm really not shitting on Marion either, but what I put in his comments was, you respected the straight razor, but you failed to respect the Schick. And I said that because, you know, the imminent danger of an open face blade like a straight razor kind of keeps you on your toes. You kind of know that any kind of slip up or, you know, lack of concentration can result in a cut, and a good one. But I said you failed to respect the Schick because just because it's such an easy form factor to wield, and, you know, some models are pretty mild and whatnot, does not mean that you can fucking, you know, carelessly throw it around your face and not show it the same respect that you show your other razors, because at the end of the day, it's got a razor blade in it. You know what I mean? Doesn't matter what form factor you put a razor blade into, if you're putting that blade against your face, it's gonna cut. So, doesn't matter what kind of razor you're using. And I do this too. It's not just Marion. I mean, everybody does it. They get a little bit careless sometimes. And when you're doing a live, your concentration is split on top of that. But I'm just saying, don't, you know, shrug your shoulder like the Schick was the inferior of the two razors, because that shit's on you. You know what I mean? You gotta show the Schick the same respect you show the straight, the same respect you show other single edges and Ds and chevettes. Alright. My hands got that slickness on them. So you see me grasping my glass with two hands. I'm not trying to do the sippy cup. I'm trying to ensure I don't drop that bitch on camera. Ooh, look at that leather. Nice. That's gonna be a bitch to dig back out of the beard. One thing about the beard is, like I've always said, the beard will accept soap easily, but it won't easily give it back. That's a fucking nice ass lather. Haven't used Zingari's original vegan in a while, but damn. It's got some weight to it. Probably could have added more water, in all honesty, which I'm sure Heather will interject and remind me of. She always likes to tell you something. But damn, I guarantee you this has enough slickness to get it done as is. Guaranteed. Looking like fucking Ken Surfs with this fucking lather. I don't know. We'll get it afterward. Against the grain. I've also said this before, but Schicks are nothing at all to be afraid of. In fact, I've said before that I would recommend them to newbies. Like brand new wet shaver, I would skip the 34C. Or let me put it this way, I would have no hesitation skipping the 34C or the Edwin Jagger D89 or the R89 from Eula. I would skip those with no hesitation and tell somebody to hit up eBay or hit up Etsy and get yourself a Schick Injector in decent condition. Hit Amazon for some blades. And you'll have a piece of wet shaving history, for one, and a very easy to learn, intuitive razor, for two. So, I would have no hesitation doing that. Schick Injectors, like I've said many times, are my favorite format of shaving. Super, super enjoyable to shave with these. When you get familiar with them, they really are like cruise control type razor. Might seem a little bit contrary to what I just said about respecting them, but they really are like very intuitive. They have a lot of models that are kind of to the mild or mid aggressive settings, but they do have some more aggressive ones as well, so fear not, ye aggressive shaver or efficient heavy shaver. But I really do think they are the best format of shaving for me. I love them. Easy, intuitive, really cool. I know everybody kind of like goes straight to Gillettes and vintage Gillettes and all this jazz, but the fucking vintage Schick Injectors is really where it's at. Alright, let me get this lather off my face. We'll get to the post. Going to be using some Zingari Man Balm, which I also haven't used in a little while. I think the last time was last time I used Zingari, I used Sego, the Watchman, and then the Recovery Splash. So can't remember what I used last time that I used the Balm. Maybe the Gypsy. I use the Gypsy every so often because I fucking love that scent. I'm just taking gobs of lather out of my beard too. This is definitely going to be one that I'm going to have to finish the cleanup off cam because there's so much lather in there that I might need to like re-wet it with water to break it down. That was one hell of a fucking lather. That old base really could have stopped there. But the constant improvement and everything in the soap game, everybody, you know, making new bases and everything in order to compete and all this jazz, but definitely could have probably just stopped at the original vegan, especially with the post-shave product like the Aftershave Balm that she has. I don't think the original Aftershave Balm has took on any changes, and it really doesn't need to. I didn't mention much about the scent, but oak moss, orange blossom, and fern, as you would imagine. It is a bright green scent. I feel like this one is kind of easily unisex. I would just call it pleasant. I don't think it's like cologne-y or anything like that, but it's very pleasant. I think it would, you know, make well as a bath soap or as a candle. But it also fares pretty well as a shaving soap. Nothing complex, but very pleasant. I do enjoy it. Bright green, and just really enjoyable. Smells fresh. Alright, so that'll do it. The menthol is pretty much undetectable at this point, but we had a good shave. Respect the goddamn Schick. And all, you know, pretty much all razors, not just straights. Respect them all. Alright guys, that'll do it. Thank you for the support. I'll catch you on the next one.